And we're back. One thing I always like to give our viewers, whether it be on this show, whether it be in the email, whether it be with anything we share, is I like to give people quality. And our next guest, Eugene Wood, licensed massage therapist. Eugene's all about quality. Eugene, I welcome you, buddy.
And thank you for having me.
I can't speak highly enough about Eugene. I've actually used Eugene personally. And when I feel like he's taking care of me, I actually feel like he could see the inside of my body. I was very apprehensive when I first went to him. I was expecting this big, hard, heavy massage that makes me go ooh and ah, and I didn't want to look silly. It wasn't like that at all. It was very soft. It was very gentle. And more than anything, it worked. Whether it be a pain in my neck or a pain in my lower back, I've never went to Eugene where he didn't help me. But even sometimes if it seems more along the lines of a sickness, not something along the lines of, say, a lot of congestion inside of me, I must say, and I mentioned it to Eugene, and I go there, and I almost feel like his hands are unclogging whatever's clogged. Hey, buddy, I don't get paid for giving you these props, but
Thank you.
You deserve all of them.
I appreciate it.
Eugene Wood.
How are you?
I have my viewers. I like to give them wisdom. Start wisdom them then. So give them some wisdom, buddy. Massage therapy, over 250 types.
Over 250
What kind
types
do you
of massage. Well, I'm well versed in a lot of modalities. We call these modalities. As I said earlier, I really don't do a lot of your typical Swedish massage. Swedish massage is what most people know about. That's the one where you're lying in a spa setting with the soft music, and it's a full body with oils and things like that, and you're draped or undressed. I can do that, and I was taught in that because every school teaches Swedish, but I've really branched out and tried to learn more. The more modalities you have in your toolbox, the better journeyman or technician you are. So I feel like I'm a very good technician, have a lot of tools: myofascial release, trigger point therapy, cranial sacral, visceral manipulation.
A lot of big words here, buddy.
Yeah, well, go to my website and you can read more about me because,
Let's turn it into the things I get from Eugene, which I get a lot. Never mind the beautiful music he plays in the background. I don't know if that's part of Swedish massage, but something our viewers can understand. Breathing and water.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much.
No, that's right.
You said all these big words no one understands,
you're
but
right. No,
you bring it back to a base. You would talk to me about breathing, control your breathing. Let's start with breathing.
Okay.
Controlling your breathing.
Well,
how do you do it, and what does it do to you when you do it?
Even before that, I listen to the client. When you come to my office, every client's different, and every session is going to be different depending on your needs at the time. The reason I focused with you on breathing is because when I'm with a client and I watch their breath. What's the first thing we do when we're born?
Cry.
Take a first breath.
Oh.
Well, we cry.
I cry,
right.
Which is breathing. Right.
And what's the last thing we do before we pass?
Take our last breath.
So every breath is very important. And if people don't know how to breathe, breath control is self-control. Breath controls the mind, and the mind controls the body. So here I am, mental chatter, thought, thought. If you just stop for a second and pay attention, how are you breathing? Or slowly and calmly.
Breath control equals self-control. That makes a lot of sense to me. It takes a lot of time to develop that.
Well, it depends. Now, it's a funny game because a lot of people, they breathe shallowly up into their chest, and they don't really know about abdominal breathing, which is like how singers and performers and musicians and yogis breathe from the diaphragm. So it's a slow breath like.
It's a loud breath too. I'm glad he's not mad at me.
I did that on purpose so the viewers can get an understanding. If you can practice that, you'll notice right away blood pressure's down, stress levels down, cortisol and stress hormones production in the body is down. I already feel much different in that one breath.
Now you do that all the time. When you try to
Every,
teach me, it's more like I have to try and think about it. That's what I'm saying. How long does it take? Is it something that you keep doing and then it becomes like a habit that becomes
well, it
natural?
takes 21 days to develop a habit, and we breathe 21,000 times a day in 24 hours. So the more you can get in touch, you're driving your car, you're listening to the music, you're having a conversation, like even right now. Actively calm. Not just, a lot of these type A personalities think, well, the busier I am and the more I'm working, the more efficient I'm going to be. No. The more focused and conscious you are,
The
the
more
more
efficient
efficient
you're
you're
going
going
to
to
be.
be. So, actively calm. It takes it. You have to remember that's the active part. It's not just something. I
That's going
mean,
to happen.
that's right. You have to actively be calm to be calmly active. You're writing your check. You're promoting your book. You're thinking about your next business plan. You're stressing over the finances. Without this next breath, nothing else matters. This is my mantra to everyone. Without this next breath, if you can't take this next breath, you'll be surprised how
You won't care about
insignificant.
you won't
That's
care about
right.
anything
That's
else.
right. That's right. So that's
Breathing, guys. And by the way, a little back to my sponsors. Thank you for making this quality info possible. Now, the next thing, and we've heard it, drink half your body weight, fine. Water. So breathing and water, two necessities in life. Is water the gasoline in the body or is it the oil in the body?
it's the oil in the body. Water, we are 80% water. It lubricates our joints. It turns your food products into nutrients that the body can use. And you're so right. They used to think, oh, how much water should I drink? 8 cups or 8 glasses a day. Well, not necessarily. Some people need more, some people need less. But basically, now the rule of thumb is half of your body weight in ounces. So if I weigh 100 pounds, I need to drink 50 ounces of water a day.
And this water, so it's the oil. It's not the gasoline, it's the oil. So in my layperson's mind, you're telling me that all the valves and all the arteries and everything that in my body, by drinking water, by our viewers drinking water, and really drinking it, not just saying it, but doing it,
Yes.
things flow through your body better.
The blood is thinner, the plasma in the blood, it turns into lymph, the cerebral spinal fluid. So lymph, cerebral spinal fluid, the sweat, you're exuding toxins every moment, your respiration, even your breath and your lungs, you're expiring water. So you need to
Sort
replenish
of like a
that.
medicine,
Well,
a free medicine that we should all take more.
truly.
You were speaking with my dad, and the number one thing you had told my dad is about water. I
Yes.
mean, it was as important as all these medicines that
That's
the
right.
doctors
That's
were
right.
giving him. You felt water
Because he
was
was
as important.
complaining. He was complaining, and I could see that he was. You can tell when a person's dehydrated. I see that you're sweating a lot, and you're very lubricated, and you've been doing the water thing. I really appreciate that.
I
But
listened to you.
yeah, no, it's good. But you can tell when somebody's like got that dry skin that they need to drink water. So, and the older we get, the more we need. So.
And Eugene, first one, thank you for the quality information, guys. Simple stuff, but real quality. But now let's go back to why we do our show, or we're able to do our show. Networking, creating smart business activity. In the pre-show, you were talking to the producers, and you were telling me networking's been successful, and you're booked out for the next month. Uh, Not only about getting business, Eugene, but another aspect that people don't realize about networking, the resources that you gather when you work with someone. You tend to work with other professionals that you might have some things that you both do, but you also have things that you feed off of each other in a good way.
Absolutely.
Tell our viewers your thoughts on networking.
Well, Dave, you are a master networker, and that's how I met you, through a networking, the 516 ads, 516 ads, 631 ads, doing great things all the time. And your sponsors, the Shoes for All, and the events that you put on allow people like me that really didn't know about networking opportunities. You come together and you meet this one and you meet that one. You meet a chiropractor, you meet a physical therapist, you meet a person who's been suffering in pain for the past 2 months, and you give them the card. But following up is number one in networking. You get those business cards. It's quality, not quantity. I'd rather meet 2 or 3 people at a networking event that's full of 100 than to try to go around and shake everyone's hand. It is about relationships. Touch is such a personal thing. and they have to trust you. They have to get to know, like, and trust you and see what you're about. So networking is, without network, how are you going to grow a garden or plant seeds if you don't network? So you have to network to meet people. And then the word of mouth spreads. Word of mouth is the best advertising ever.
Only if you do a great job. If you do a bad job, it's not good for you. But that's true.
That's true. Well,
Bad word spreads fast. You do a great job. It helps more than anything. Eugene, this segment has about a minute left.
okay.
When I think of a gentleman like you, you're so wise. Summertime's coming. It's going to be hot there. 1 minute of wisdom for you. Best info for our Long Island audience, buddy.
The sun is in the sky the longest. Work now and get work now so that in the future you'll reap great reward. It's a time to play, but if you always are actively calm and calmly active and you're always breathing and you're always focused, listen, work is worship. This is what we do. It's like, this is what, what's there to avoid? Every moment, every day, you're working and growing and meeting people and just being authentic. Live authentically.
All right, hey, he gave me about 20 seconds left. My buddy also flies planes, and he jumps out of planes too.
I've
and he
never jumped.
Oh, wait, what was that thing you were doing? You fly planes. Oh, hot air ballooning.
But guess what?
What?
I bought a new Groupon this morning. You're going to be my next
Yes.
passenger.
Oh my God, I'm
so
going.
We're going to go fly around Jones Beach.
Eugene, could you tell our viewers we'll be back right after this?
We'll be back right after this, and thank you so much.